Hi, I'm Garrett here at the Long Island Long Island International Film Expo, and I'm here with Susannah Nolan, the writer and producer of How Do You Type a Broken Heart. So, what can you tell me about this film?
Well, it's a film short, and it takes place at just before midnight. Alcoholic who's really right on the edge and about to lose it calls an old sponsor because nobody else is picking up, and this sponsor let go of all of her, clients because she is a new mom. She has a 3-month-old baby who she's just put down to sleep. It's that precious time when you get maybe 1 hour of sleep, and this old sponsee calls, and she's desperate. And it's about trying to get her to her first day, her last 5 minutes of sobriety, and to build off of that. But to do so, the sponsor has to sacrifice a lot of her well-being to keep her on the phone and keep her from pouring herself a glass of wine. Yeah.
Can you talk about your inspiration in writing this piece?
Well, it actually started as a one-sided monologue for the alcoholic. But when I brought it into my writers group, they said the more interesting character was the sponsor on the other side. So I wrote everything from her perspective. And before I knew it, it had become a two-hander. And then there had to be a husband. Then there had to be a baby. And before I knew it, what was supposed to be a short monologue ended up being a full filled out screenplay. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the process of building this screenplay into a film?
Well, I come from actually a theatrical background. I'm primarily a playwright, and this is my first screenplay. And what I learned is how little you need in the way of dialogue when you've got pictures carrying so much of the narrative. And, just a look on a face or a desperate, there's this wonderful moment in the film where she has to pour the wine down the sink. And you don't need words for that. And in plays, you're a little more dialogue dependent. So it's about boiling down the words until the pictures, carry that story forward. And it's a wonderful thing to discover the power of movies that way.
Interesting. Can you talk about what was your favorite part of this process of making it into a film?
Well, watching the actors work, because there's, things, it doesn't exist when it's just words on a page. And both, we had Emily Donahoe and Holly Curran, who it really became this, like there's a bomb under the table and this intensity, and they both brought so much. And I'm sitting there watching, especially Emily has this very intense monologue, and I remember standing there watching it come to life on the screen behind my director, and I'm looking at it going, oh my God. And I wrote it, and it was like I was hearing it for the first time, and it was incredibly moving. And the coolest thing about films is you get to keep it afterwards, as opposed to a play where, it goes off and it's a memory. Yeah.
And what was your favorite part of this process? Or what were some of the challenges? Yeah, some of the challenges.
There were two of them, actually. There were two big ones. Well, first of all, it was kind of a steamy day like today, so we did have the script supervisor faint. Oh yeah, she just dropped like a stone, but she was such a pro, she waited until they had called cut, and then she dropped, right? I think she broke her nose, but she was so good, a little Advil, and she was back for the next thing. So yeah, I think screening, we couldn't keep the air conditioning on because it would mess with the sound. So we filmed it right around this time of year. So that was a big challenge. Also, having a baby is always interesting, but we had a stone cold pro. The baby was a real 3-month-old, but her mom's an actress. And this kid already seemed to know, like right at the right moment, she's laying there and she goes, she did this little smile that was not in the script. She just improvised, right? Method actress. So it was a challenge because we put aside 3 hours in case the baby was like crying and upset. 45 minutes, in and out. She was great. So yeah, any of the obstacles were surmountable. Yeah.
Is this your first time here at Life?
It is, and it is so cool. First of all, I've never even taken the LIRR, but I did to get here, and I feel so welcome, and the organization of this place has been great. I'm really excited to be part of it because it feels like a winning kind of event, Yeah.
Can you talk about any projects you have upcoming or anything over the horizon?
Yeah, actually, I'm working with Jeremiah Kipp again, and we're in pre-production for another short movie. Someday I'll work on features, but for right now, and it's love. It's about love, loss, and shoplifting, and I'll just leave it at that.
Excited for it. Thank you so much, Susannah, for talking to me. It was great meeting you too. I'm Garrett, and we're here at the Long Island International Film Expo.